Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, our players are...
Hi, I'm Higgimus, Corporal First Class, and I'm a Giff Fighter. There.
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon, who's a human fighter.
Hi, I'm G-Man. I play Yeldan Sharpeye, a Elven Ranger who is from Realm Space.
Ockar, human paladin from Brawl, and I got some plans today.
Levalithana, an elven wild mage.
Hey, it's your local thief and local priest in one bundle. He's from Realm Space. His name is Lafdul.
Oh, you got a new one, don't you?
Yep.
Of course. Alright, so you guys made it back to Brawl, and you've got some downtime, given that your ship is being repaired. So that is going to run for 29 days. More if you decide to do some other things that take a little bit more time. That's up to you guys. I assume that you want to start by selling some of the things that you found on that ship. So you can sell the silks and the cushions, the nice cushions for. Do you want to go ahead and sell those?
I don't have any objection to it unless somebody wanted to have it for themselves. But what was the price that you would give us?
Well, it depends on if you want to keep any of them first.
All those cushions had Neogi bums on them.
Yeah,
I say we sell them.
Neogi aren't exactly dirty, though.
Sell them.
Okay.
Yeldan's a simp, doesn't care for luxury like that.
I mean, no, Lafdul does, but Lafdul's paid a small fortune on his furnishing, so I assume I include some silk stuff in there.
That's fine with me. Alright, so you sell all those, the silks and the cushions for a total of 5,200 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Woohoo.
Oh, that's a good call, somebody. Whoever did that.
No, that was me.
Nice.
I was like, grab all the silk.
Good call.
Sell all the silk.
Okay.
So yeah, we sell that.
And, we did get all of the gems set up if you wanted to do those, but you would be going to Bellis, I assume?
Yes, please.
Okay. Who is actually going to go?
Myself and probably Lafdul?
Yeah, I would be going with him.
Okay. Just the two of you?
I would ask if some other people wanted to come along with as well. Maybe a couple gift guards come with us.
Okay.
I have my own plans to take care of, so you guys have fun.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can have like a small troop of Giff.
Uh,
Lafdul feels very intimidated by all the Giff.
very small in the group, too.
Yeah.
The Giff all look down at you, saying, "What's this puny thing?"
Alright, so you make your way to Bellis and his shop. And he has returned. However, there's a sign out front saying that he is closed for renovations.
Oh.
Oh, really? Is he upgrading or downgrading? Does he look like he's been buried? Can I make a... It's like, would I know if he's been like... This is something Lafdul might know, if he's been like fleeced, so to speak. I don't know, his shop's been burgled.
It doesn't look like it.
He might have just, come into a lot of
Yeah,
money
I know.
recently.
Yeah, but if he's gone away, his place might have just been ransacked. And they might be politely putting up his renovations.
Does it look like they're expanding?
You can knock on the door and see if anyone comes.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. You knock on the door, and Bellis does come out, and upon seeing you, he greets you warmly and says, "Ah, my friends!
Bellis, been a long time."
Yes, I took a trip to Realm Space. I had some business dealings to do there.
Oh,
I'm
you saying
Lafdul
good?
looks so sad. He wanted to go along.
I'm sorry for the current state of my shop. I'm gonna be closed for renovations for a number of days. If you have any business with me, I would appreciate if you'd come back at that time.
We're around for
how
a
many
month.
days?
Oh, should be done in 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days. All right.
Uh,
Well, it's glad to see you again.
yes, it is good to
welcome
see
back
you
to
as
Brawl.
well.
Nothing troubling, I hope, business-wise. It's just if you ever need any help, we tried to build good working relations with what do you call them? Market people? I don't know what you call them. Tradespeople. I don't know.
Merchants.
Merchants, yeah.
Oh no. I'm. Everything is fine. I'd be happy to take a look at whatever you have in a few days once I get everything set back up.
Excellent. All right.
Good.
Well, we'll be back then.
Okay. In the meantime, did you want to start making plans for following up on that map you had?
I want to make a note that Lafdul's going to be putting down various glyphs of wardings on our safe room, on my safe, on my safe, on the ship's safe, if no one disagrees.
There's gonna be a lot of people on that ship fixing it
Yeah.
up and everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I won't do it then. Where are we storing the money then?
We have my office.
I mean, you can also you would have some crew or guards stay on the ship, so it's not like it would be completely deserted. Obviously, you want to protect your items, but on the other hand, the Shipwrights Guild also takes pride in the fact that they're quick to deal with any workers who get sticky fingers, kind of thing, and get caught, I should say.
Work.
In that case, then yeah, Lafdul, just the extra gifts or glyphs of protection and all that stuff. Maybe alarm spells if you have them of some sort.
I can make a glyph
it'd be
do an
cool.
alarm.
Can you do that snake thing that got you?
No, Levy might be able to, though.
Too bad. Okay. Well, maybe just a little bit extra protection on our storeroom while
It
we're.
stops the regular thieves for the most part. It's the spellcasters. I mean, some thieves might get past it, but it'll help. I mean, I'll put one on my safe. I mean, I don't think Old's going to object to that, and I can store the money in there temporarily.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And
We'll
I
do
mean,
that.
like I said, you'll have some members of the crew, some of the Giff, staying on the ship at all times, keeping watch on the work and stuff like that, and guarding your interests.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because we need to figure out how much all that stuff is once we
Oh,
sell it.
because our ship's going to be put in dry dock, so to speak. Isn't those crates where we're storing that drow going to be like exposed to more light
Yeah, so that'll be another thing we need to go through and do.
and more permanent storage? Actually, would I know if I could sell that Thieves Guild? Just out of curiosity, a personal note, not mentioning that Higgimus.
I mean, you could try to sell the stuff.
Lafdul put it to Higgimus saying that he might know some people that he might be able to sell the drow equipment to if we're not keeping it.
Okay.
Well, Lafdul make a note to go to the Thieves Guild and mention it to them.
Okay.
At some point. I assume it's not being done right now. No.
Well, is this before you get started on your spell research that you said you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay. You pay a visit and let some of the fences know that you have some drow equipment that you're interested in selling off.
Fencing off. Did we verify if they were magical?
They are all moderately magical, but I mean minorly magical.
That's
but
the drow general enchantment.
yeah, I mean everything does.
Alright.
So you talk to some people there, and they express some interest, but someone they ask, doesn't that stuff break down in sunlight?
Yep, but most of you guys all operate at night, hopefully.
Yes, but it does mean that there's extra level of care that's required for these items, correct?
Yeah, we've took precautions in that we've crated them up and wrapped them in silk previously before selling a silk, I assume.
So, basically, even one minor mistake and the item's going to be ruined, correct?
It takes a few weeks for the items to. We experimented with one of the swords. It took like a week for it to be completely destroyed, but obviously the longer it's left out in sunlight, the weaker it gets.
Well, I mean, I suppose we could take the lot and see if there's someone who wants something like that who might be willing to make the risk. Of course, we'll have to be telling people that it's up to them to take care of it. I suppose we'd be willing to take the whole lot off your hands for 1,000.
Can I confer back to you on that? I just got to confirm with the rest of my party cohorts.
I would have given you leave to make your best judgment on this case.
Does any of the other party, before I would have mentioned that, I'm thinking I know someone to sell. Basically, this is a story I'm telling the rest of the party. I know someone I could sell this stuff to. Are you right with me selling this stuff, this spare draw stuff?
I don't mind.
The only reason that Braxon might not want the drow stuff sold is if there's a possibility we could use it to track down drow hiding out on Brow.
I don't think there is.
Is there any way of identifying that stuff? Identifying in a way of whom it belongs to?
Well, I mean,
owners are
it
dead.
belonged to the people you killed.
Yeah, they were being held by people that Yeldan killed.
Although, me selling it to the Thieves Guild might track it back to... Well, I'm not telling you any of this, obviously. I would put it in a way that... the way I go about selling this, because it's not something you can sell easily. I've got to fence it off a few places.
I like how you have to tiptoe around it because there's a paladin.
No, well, I'm saying it's drow equipment. No one's going to want it. It's kind of like I might have put it in such a way that I might be able to sell it for an alloy or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only thing that Braxton's been thinking is if we met a drow cleric who was hiding out on Brow, is there some sort of cult of drow hiding around somewhere?
Oh yeah, well, if there's suddenly an influx of a load of drow equipment that's being sold, they're going to want to know where it's come from. So unless this might trace back to me, I've also been thinking of.
Yeah.
So I might have to watch my back. Oh well.
I just say use your best judgment.
Yeah, how good is the Thieves Guilds at keeping stuff sold? How easy is it to track back to me? I mean...
I imagine there's a form of anonymity about it.
If it's easy to track back to you, then it would be very quick for the authorities to catch on to who is stealing stuff. So the whole point is that it's difficult to track back.
There's supposed to be a form of anonymity on everything that's done in the Thieves Guild.
So is there any way we could use one of these swords to work out where that guy was staying?
I don't think so.
Really.
Well, then there's no point keeping it if...
Yeah, it's... The only way we even remotely get anything is if someone comes after the Thieves Guild suddenly. Not that any of you would know that.
Also, keep in mind that the guy in disguise on your ship had absolutely no drow equipment on him.
Yeah, he was dressed up in normal equipment.
Oh, have we got any of his stuff?
Yeah,
we looted him.
He hasn't been none of that stuff has been identified yet, though.
Yeah, but we took all his items.
Let's hang on to that stuff in case we can use it.
Yeah, it's just the drow stuff.
Well, we're going to be divvying it up to our people here, but once we get done with all the selling stuff, Lafdul, the consensus is to sell it.
Yeah, I sell it. Yeah, I say it's 5,000.
Okay. You under cover of darkness, you get the crate delivered and unloaded.
Yeah, I know it sounds nefarious, but yeah, it is essentially.
Over the course of the rest of the month, you do hear that most of the items that were sold did end up breaking down.
Yeah, well, it's good for a little while, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, you told them that it could break down.
Okay.
Might have saved someone's life. Some house
may
might have been
have.
robbed by.
May have. All right. So, did you guys want to start planning on taking advantage of that map that you found so long ago, as well?
Yeah, the one for the ice and fire plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, there was that, and I had several other things
Yeah, I got a couple
to
of
do.
things.
I got a few things that I need to take care of.
All right. Well,
I
who wants to go
assume no
first?
time's advancing. We're just storytelling at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, time will advance as appropriate for things being done. I mean, we can knock out the things that people want to do and then put them into the context of the time. So.
Well, I
Mhm.
want to. I already talked to you the the things I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
One of them going to Higgimus's guy and getting that armor for my wolf.
Okay. And you already paid out the price I gave you?
100 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already paid that.
What's that guy's name? Do you know, Ald?
I could look it up.
It doesn't need to be right now. Just during break or something.
All
I
right.
just want to put his name on our NPC list.
Okay.
And then the next thing I had to do was I was going to go get my shield fully identified, which was for 1,250 gold pieces.
Yeah. So you ask around, find a wizard
You can do multiple.
at the Mages Guild who's willing to do so for 1,000 gold pieces and a pearl worth 250 gold pieces.
Yeah, I hand over. Yeah, I do that.
Is there an improved identification? Or
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
It's not called
Oh.
improved identification, though.
what's it called? Out of curiosity.
Well, I'll say this: Leva's not high enough level to cast it.
Well, I would
Is it-
ask. I would ask what the spell is named while I'm doing.
Yeah,
that.
I just want to know out of character. That was all.
It's called Bubka's Superior Identification. It's
Oh,
not a common spell.
How cliche.
I wonder what level it is.
It's 5th level.
Uh,
All right, so
Nice.
the wizard casts the spell and over your
shield are you
shield,
using?
and he tells you that it has a pretty substantial protective bonus, which out of character translates to it's a shield +3.
Ooh,
nice.
Okay.
And that's all.
Yeah.
And now I want to go to my church and make a donation of 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay. All right. So for
And
about a week, you'll have to. I think it was a week. I might have said 2 weeks.
yeah, you said it was a week that
Okay,
I had
week.
to go and take my wolf there to get measurements.
Yeah, basically every day, you're going in. Beowulf is getting measured. They're checking the measurements for the padded armor and everything like that to make sure that it's coming along.
I also like to
Go ahead.
see if there's any things that my church want me to do, like if they have anything that they need help with or anything while we're doing this.
They're
just say
pretty
temple
pleased
duties.
with the amount that you just donated. So the kind of message you get from them is more of the same.
More
They
Well,
don't have any. They don't have anything
much more. I don't have
specific.
much more. Yeah, I was looking for quest hooks or anything.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't really have anything specific at this point. They're just
Okay.
pleased with the work that you have been doing.
There are a lot of paladins that focus faith around, like 50, 100, or...
There are not that many paladins.
No,
Yeah, I know, that's why I was
there
just
might
curious.
be
I was
there might be
Paladin.
50 or 100 in an
Brawl.
extremely not in Brawl. No, you're probably talking maybe 10 paladins on Brawl.
Oh, they're that rare then.
Yeah, paladins are super rare.
Yeah. They're very strong, but it's also extremely hard to be a paladin and to stay a paladin.
Yeah.
A lot of fighters end up being people that watched out of paladin training or fell later on.
All right,
Is that
so
right?
yeah, I mean, if a someone who desires to be a paladin only has a charisma of 14. They're never going to be a paladin, but they'll still, they'll be a fighter and they'll still operate, like a paladin kind of thing.
And some of them were paladins, but they fell later.
Yeah, although those are even rarer than regular paladins.
Yeah.
All right. So, other than that, they basically just, have you tend to the flock and stuff like that. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normal stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lafdul, you wanted to do spell research on that.
Mhm.
Spell,
Does that
right?
occupy all my time?
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, you can do a
Alright.
little bit, but
No, it was
most of
just
your waking,
temple stuff, like
most of your
because I
waking
felt
time
bad about having the wool pulled over my eyes about that priest, so I'm just like studying up on various parts of my religion.
Okay.
Try to not be caught off guard again if I can.
Don't forget, didn't we want to exchange reading knowledge?
Oh, did we? All right, no, well, if I have any downtime, I'd devote it for that then.
Yeah, I mean, you'll
helping
have
me.
some downtime, but most of your waking time is like 8 hours a day is spent to spell research kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered something.
All right, hold on. All right, so that is actually going to be. It's gonna end up being pretty cheap. It only runs 200 gold pieces.
Woohoo! Only.
For
a second
for
level.
the 4
I
weeks
got lucky, or
Yeah, you got lucky. I rolled a 1.
oh.
In fact, I didn't like the 1, and I rolled again, and I got a 1.
You got 2 1s on a what? A 1d10?
Yeah. So you got lucky. All right. So that's how much it's going to run for you to research that. It will take 4 weeks to do so. I think that was the second level spell that you were talking about.
Yeah, I got Bat Sense, so I can cast it on other people, so it allows Braxon and Higgimus to see in darkness, basically.
Okay.
Oh,
And myself. And like pitch blackness as well.
Okay. Ockar, you what was the other thing that you were?
I want to buy a great helm.
Okay. I think your armor has that.
No, I use a bassinet.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just...
All right. Let me see what that will run. Give me a second.
I know it's normally 30 gold pieces.
Yeah, but it's more like a full plate armor. Great helms are not super common, so it's going to run considerably more.
How much? Wait, I'll wait.
Okay. Just give me 1 second to check something. Yeah, I'm seeing an actual price for Great Helm of 80 gold pieces, so...
I can afford that.
And they weigh 20 pounds.
They weigh 10 pounds.
I am using Combat and Tactics.
I'm looking in the player's guide.
Go with what the GM
Combat and
says,
Tactics takes precedence.
Because it's newer.
Well, it's better researched and better balanced.
In Old we trust.
Okay, then I need the actual weight for a bassinet because I was using the weight from the player's guide.
Yeah, well, you just adjust to add 10 more on. You're not overweight, are you?
Well,
If you're wearing it, the weight is not as heavy, but yeah.
I'll still get it, so it's 80.
No, that's its normal price. So on Brawl, it'll be 160.
160?
Yeah.
I can still afford it.
Okay, and keep in
Can
mind
you
that
not make that?
He could try.
You could, but
I could, but I don't want to take the time.
Keep in mind also that it will apply a -2 surprise penalty to you.
To my AC?
No, I mean your head AC is 1. It's not going to affect your normal armor class. But if there's anything that is aimed at your head or something like that, certainly critical hits this will protect against. Your armor class for your head is 1. But you will take a -2 penalty to surprise checks.
As in, more likely to be surprised.
Well, it's fine.
Your
I
normal
want to
helmet
protect
gives you
my head.
-1. So.
I wanted to protect my head, so I'm getting it.
Yep. All right.
And it makes me even look more knightly.
Okay, how much is the current gem conversion rate? Like, the gems to gold?
Well, Bellis is closed, so if you wanted to use him, you'd have to wait a couple days.
That's fine. I just need a conversion rate because I want to convert all my gems to trade bars.
Okay, then wait until the other gems that you guys have are sold, and I will determine what his current rate is.
I'm probably also gonna sell the items I've been got as well. I'm just consolidating all my gold into one type of thing, and then I'll probably make a big donation to a few organizations.
Okay. Keep in mind also that trade bars do weigh more than gems.
They probably still weigh less than gold.
Yeah, but they're
Gold bars are heavy.
Yeah, they are heavy.
Very heavy. I've lifted them in real life.
Let's see. All right, so let's see what else. Okay, and Lafdul was also going to buy some plants, just so FYI for everyone.
Yes, I got one every month for now.
Yeah. Okay. Higgimus, what did you want to do with regards to the map? Because unless something else comes up, that's what I'm expecting you guys to be doing next.
Okay, so I need we'll need like star charts to the place
Okay.
wherever it's going.
Okay.
I'll want to have research or have somebody research anything we can get, any information we can get about where this is going. I want to get supplies and spells or scrolls or whatever it is that we might need for this place. Basically equipment for it.
Okay.
Buy up the crew for the ship.
It sounds so cruel.
It sounds like
But-
I'm buying a commodity.
You are.
I am. It just sounds bad.
Okay.
So that's what.
Paying them at
First,
least.
you go check the what is it? What building is it? I'm looking in the book right now for the store that sells the charts.
Woohoo.
Okay.
That's
Nautical Charts of Brawl. You pay a visit there, and you knew the name of the planet already, Radol.
Yes.
And they do have a chart of the system, Winter Space, and they will sell you one for 500 gold pieces.
500.
It's a
All right.
It's a very detailed chart. Details all the known planets and everything. While there,
That's
they also make a point to warn you off from the planet of Armistice within that sphere. They tell you that
What is
the elves have set up a no-fly zone in the area. It is a planet from the Unhuman War that had a bunch of goblinoids banished onto when they surrendered. And
okay.
the Elven Navy is worried that anyone coming into the area might be trying to run supplies or offering to sell them helms.
Gotcha.
So they take a very dim view of people coming close to the planet.
Okay. Do I get to look over the charts real quick?
Yeah, you can look over.
Is there a easy way to get around that? And am I able to mark off like a surrounding area that?
Well, so I mean, it depends on where the planet is when you enter the sphere.
Duh.
Yeah, I mean, it might be on the
Higgimus.
far
Planets
end.
move.
Yeah. So, but I mean, obviously, if you come in and it turns out that it's on the direct route to Radal, then it's you just have to alter your flight plan by a few days to go around
Okay.
it, give it a
So
one
it's not
kind of thing.
It's not going to be one of those things where we pop in, we're automatically violating the space or anything.
No, because like out of character, you would definitely know this. There's a semi rule, like it's an observed rule that the crystal sphere is always twice as far from the outermost planet. So even if Armistice was the outermost planet, which in this case it's not, but I'm not fully detailing the sphere. It's a situation where you would still have, like, if it's 4 days away from the sun, then you're 4 days even further out.
Okay.
So there's plenty of space.
Plenty of room to maneuver and such. Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to accidentally have an issue.
It's pretty unlikely that you'd accidentally have an issue if you're aware of the problem.
All right. Noted.
We'd be more likely to be in a problem with a spy getting on board and making us crash our ship on Armistice.
Well, we're not going to hire any orcs, goblins, noids.
Yeah.
They also
Gotta help them with their goblins.
They also tell you that when you get to Radal, you'll almost certainly be intercepted by the Planetary Defense Force that will guide you down to the open port. They are a bit, in the words of the guy at the shop, xenophobic. So you'll need to keep that in mind.
Mm.
In other words,
Okay.
I'll need no custom cast.
And what happened? Who runs that place?
Well, I mean, it's the guy at the shop doesn't know a whole lot about Radal, but he just is aware that it's a pretty lucrative destination, but it's also a destination that takes a particular kind of merchant to be successful at. That's really about all he knows.
Okay.
I bought 5 holy water. I don't know if I need to make a mention of that openly.
No, that's fine. Okay.
Is there anywhere I can buy unholy water, bro?
So
Nope. Nobody really advertised having an evil temple.
Yeah, but a neutral temp. I want to know if neutral temps would have it. So to speak.
Not really.
No, I was just wondering if there's any reasonable means of me purchasing it somehow.
I mean, you might be able to get some through the Thieves Guild.
How would I know if it's unholy water? Would I just know being produced?
Yeah, you basically just know.
All right then. Yeah, if that's possible.
Yeah,
I
but
would
it'll be
like to.
double
That's-
the normal going rate.
50 go to
Yeah.
vial. Then. How many? Well, I'd only buy a couple anyway.
I will. Let me see how many are available. Give me a second.
Yeah,
I would like to buy
4
2.
vials available.
4.
Yep.
Should probably ask Ockar about that. See if he can
Yeah.
help you get some.
No.
Hey, Mr.
yeah,
Holy
no,
Paladin, where could I get unholy water?
No,
To
no,
be fair,
I-
like unholy water
get-
is really holy water, just consecrated to an evil deity.
Yeah, no, I want protection against good if I ever get caught. Can't touch me. Bye bye.
You ever get caught and you have an angry paladin chasing after you?
Yeah, it's like anti-Ockar. You always got to carry some anti-Ockar.
One thing also that the guy at the shop tells you is that the planet is pretty unusual in that one side is always facing the fire Fireworld, the sun, in the system, and is blazingly hot, and the other side is icy cold because it faces away. It's a pretty unusual situation. There aren't very many planets like that are known.
Yeah. That was gonna be one of the things that I was gonna put on the list of like the equipment and supplies we need specifically to go to this place.
Okay.
Extreme. Oh, that means I'm out to buy
Extreme
some.
cold and extreme heat equipment.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to start asking around?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. On Brawl, there isn't a whole lot of easily available equipment in that vein. In part because like 99% of the trips will never involve that type of stuff. You won't be... spheres generally aren't that cold or that hot, even when they diverge from the normal temperature. And...
What about getting stuff made, custom made?
Yeah, I'll get into that in a moment. So, yeah, you'll need to get the stuff custom made or custom ordered.
Okay.
Let me look in the complete
well-
Ranger handbook. They might have stuff like
They
that.
do, because I was looking there.
So how long would it take to get like custom made things for our group?
Well, isn't it convenient that you can get it all
About a
done
month.
within a month?
Sure. I will make sure I have the measurements for everybody for all that stuff. Also,
Yeah, there's an
Is-
Arctic cult code.
can I get would Higgimus know about the protection from element spells?
You've seen Lafdul go around with a few spells that made rain just not hit him.
I mean,
He's
you'd be
very
aware
apparent.
that there are spells that can offer some degrees of protection against hot fires and cold magics and weather elements and stuff like that, but you personally would not have any knowledge of how long those spells and effects last.
Okay.
So you would definitely need to talk to Lafdul and Leva to find
Okay.
that information out.
Get that information. All right, guys. I will approach you at some point in time and ask you about that sort of thing. All right.
Question: do you ask Yeldan about stuff for
Probably make small talk at some point between each other.
for survival gear in those type of environments?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Why
I would
wouldn't
figure
you?
this be kind of
Yeldan-
like
Yeldan
outside
is-
your normal.
Well, Yeldan
Go
is
ahead.
a wilderness guy.
Yeah, this would just be casual conversation. I don't see.
I guess.
And-
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at
'Cause
some
you're
point in time, but
talking up
probably
plans.
mention. Well, I mentioned that I want to check out this map that I have at some point, and I'll mention where we're going
Yeah, I mean,
to the
like,
group.
this is not something that you're just making a decision on your own. You guys would have... I
Yeah.
would have expected you guys to have sat down and discussed this, and everyone agreed, yeah, we should check this out. And at the
Mhm.
same time, discussions between the group as to, okay, so what do we need to before we go here, kind of thing.
Well,
So
if we're
yeah, definitely that.
gonna snowshoes, sun goggles, and sunburn ointment would have been added to the list. As well
Well,
as
if we're
the
going to a
Arctic
place
coat.
with cold weather, we would need cold weather gear.
Yeah,
Arctic
cold and hot.
coat. Arctic coat. Hot is more of you take off clothes, wear very
Yeah,
little.
you still need robes and stuff to stop the direct sunlight.
I'm not seeing anything in here that says specifically for that.
Well, do we need to go over the specifics unless?
Yeah, you
Probably
kind of
not.
do, because if you end up being
Oh.
not quite prepared, bad things could happen.
Okay.
Well, do we have anybody we can talk to about what kind of gear we
Yeldan?
should have?
Yeldan,
Yeah.
do you have like some sort of ability? Not ability. What am I looking for? Proficiency about this sort of thing?
Efficient. Let me check.
We could look at some books. We should buy
Wouldn't
some
that
last
be
skill.
like survival?
books.
Yeah, survival.
Okay. Well, I guess Yeldan, does your character know? I know you personally might not know, but does your character know about what type of things we need to get for?
Well, I
You'd
guess
have
that's a
some
dice
ideas.
roll.
He would have
I
some
thought-
ideas. I mean, he's been through winters and stuff like that, although he's never been to a desert or the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess that check over with the seekers to see if there's any information we can get from them,
I have a
or
question,
books we can
Higgimus,
look
to you.
over.
What if we got a guide? Someone that's good at surviving extreme temperatures.
Well, I would
Is
think
that an
that'd
option?
that would be something we probably want to check into once we get to that place.
Yeah.
That would be where you want to get the guides from.
Okay, well
I would think.
let's start out. What sort of equipment do you want to start looking into buying?
Oh, I guess the most obvious is like cold weather gear, like jackets and like coats and stuff.
Okay.
All
Heavy
the
downs, sleeping bags as well.
Mm-hmm. Maybe getting a big tent.
If we do all the cold stuff first, then we'll do the hot stuff after. So we want cold, like downed, like heavy survival sleeping blankets and like downed, furred sleeping
Yeah.
bags.
Okay. to
Like a heavy cloak,
to
like a linen
start
cloak.
with,
or linen.
let me take a look.
What is an abra?
All right, so
Hey.
you head to the best known tailor on Brawl, Aaliyah's Tailoring, and talk about
Who
needing.
we sell the silk to?
Not
No, actually, we had a
necessarily.
silk merchant. Actually,
I mean the silks were hanging, so they weren't really.
They were already tailored.
we go
Yeah.
to Mars to sell those silks and
yeah,
stuff.
I had that mentioned of mine on my contact.
Actually,
Anyways.
hold on a second. Let me check
Cloth
something.
merchant.
I guess the disconnect here is that I don't know what's available for stuff in Dungeons and Dragons game.
Well, I mean, if you can think of stuff that you think that you would want on a trip on these sorts of trips, I mean, the general knowledge. I don't have a problem with general like personal player knowledge for situations coming into this. So, I mean, again, you've mentioned some things like heavy coats, sleeping bags, and stuff like that. So.
Wool gloves.
There is in the Ranger's Handbook. There is an Arctic coat.
All right, so you head to Aaliyah's Tailoring, and after describing what you want, they actually direct you to Mosca Furriers because they handle furs and equipment made from furs, and they are willing to get you some, make you some coats, some heavy coats. Basically, they're like 2-layered fur on the inside and outside, in order to improve your protection.
Snow pants.
Yeah.
Boots.
Snow pants.
Probably 2 different types of tents as well. On top of that.
Yeah.
So
we would need
just-
like,
right.
do the
So
heavy
hold
stuff.
on.
We
All
do
right.
cold stuff.
So the coats will run 20 gold pieces per person, but 60 gold pieces for Higgimus.
We're taking these
Okay.
out of our own individual things, and I assume.
yeah.
Well,
I'll
I'm
pay
good
for
with-
my coat.
I was gonna say company fund for this because this is a company. endeavor.
Right,
that's what I wanted
yeah,
to-
the company
I
thing.
figured
so-
it was a company thing.
Yeah, we could pay with the company funds for this.
Okay, so make sure that you track down how much you
Make
want.
notes.
Yeah,
They
one
are
second.
also willing to make some sleeping bags for you, heavy winter sleeping
Down
bags.
feathers.
Okay.
Just let
What
me know when
about
you're
a
ready.
heavy
How much
tent?
of those?
Those will run 4 gold pieces for human-sized characters, and again, triple for Higgimus.
So each of
Okay.
us can get a winter coat and a sleeping bag, and what was that last one?
It hasn't been the last one yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
has-
this
No,
is
no.
going to clash with our armor,
The one
isn't
that
it?
you
So we'd have
said
to take
was,
off our armor.
Yeah,
Well,
metal
no.
armor's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah.
You might be able to wear like a breastplate or something, but
Well, I thought there was something that Yeldan asked about that was 4 gold pieces.
No, I didn't ask about anything yet. I was going to, but it was in the middle of something else. Somebody else was talking.
Okay.
So, Higgimus, were you intending to walk towards the pole of the cold pole of Redall or something?
Well, what was my map saying that we need to go to?
Your map shows locations on both the sun side and the dark side of Radal.
Where?
They're not like in absolute distance from the ribbon, which is the habitable zone, to the pole. They're not actually all that far. Exactly how long it'll really take you, you don't know.
You
But
don't
they're
know how
still
big the
fairly close to the ribbon
Okay,
in
and
absolute distances.
okay. So also, does it describe anything about what we're going there for, or?
It's the map is just showing locations to that.
Wait. I could still go in my metal armor if I'm wearing like a heavy fur cloak, right?
Yes and no. Not for the cold
Not
part,
for the
maybe.
long-
Not for the other. Not for
Because-
the
long
hot.
term.
Because they show people all the time in like fantasy wearing the metal armor with a
you
whole
would
bunch
have
of
to
fur
get your
on top
armor
of it.
adjusted.
So keep in mind, number one, that the
It's padded on the inside.
metal of your armor would conduct the cold.
Yeah,
But
and it
it's
would
padded on the inside.
It
with,
is.
like,
It is, but it would conduct. It would be a lot colder than wearing a heavy coat over it, or wearing a heavy coat instead.
but
It will be extremely difficult to wear your armor. I mean, you can try it.
It's a negative.
You can
But
try it.
but I see people all the time wearing like these big fur cloaks on their armor.
Yeah,
When
but
they
your
go to
armor
winter
isn't
conditions.
specifically designed for that.
I'm trying to
As
at least
ours-
emulate reality here, not.
Yeah.
Most of those things are completely disregard realistic physics.
I'm just like going with how I see in fantasy games all the time, where they have people in full plate with big fur cloaks on them.
So a lot of it will depend on exactly what the temperatures are and exactly what the conditions are. So again,
You
keep
can
in mind
wear-
also that you're not
Sorry.
on the cold side of the planet. This is the dark side of the planet. There will be no sunlight at all, no light. It'll be permanent night. So keep that in mind with a lot of the things that you're planning to.
Yeah.
And on the
If
sun
only,
side, the deserty side, there will be no night.
That's why it's sun goggles.
Yeah.
A cow.
All right. So we have what
I'm
we
trying
have
to
so
find a
far. We
picture
have.
of this.
Hold on. Let's get all this equipment here going.
Yeah.
So we have the jackets. We have the bedrolls.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Coats, not jackets. So just so you know,
That's what I meant.
yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
but
Apologies.
just I understand. But so everyone knows what you're getting. These are thick hooded coats that big hoods, thick sleeves down, slightly past the wrists, and they go down, to the knees at least.
Do they include mittens, or do we have to buy mittens?
I'm gonna do a whole additional.
It
Just a lump
includes-
sum for all the additional stuff, but
Okay. So yeah, we want the pants that would go with this. We want the gloves, the goggles if we need them.
snow
Uh,
boots.
Yep. Snow boots. Snowshoes.
When they, I assume this place
And-
is like
And a
snowed in.
tent. And a tent that requires cold. A tent that is good for cold weather.
okay.
can
fit
So
all of us.
they know of 2 tents that might serve you. They're basically the same same type, but the size is different. They're kind of conically dome shaped, and they'll fold out. They can get a single-person tent that will be 30 gold pieces and cost and weigh 12 pounds, or they can do a large 4-person tent that will weigh 40 pounds and cost 100 gold pieces.
We should probably get the bigger one and just distribute the weight between us.
Here's
no,
the thing.
there's
We're
6
gonna
of us.
need the 6 people. So what I would suggest is 1 big one, 2 smaller ones.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Just do 2 big ones.
I think Levy would appreciate a single one, being the only female as well. I don't know how she plays her character. I'm just assuming.
Last time she did want something on her own.
Yeah. So maybe Levy can have her own 10 and somebody else carries it for her because it'd be heavy.
she has
She
a
probably-
bag.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think she
remember
can
it
put a
does
tent.
weird
Yeah.
things to items that she puts in her bag.
Oh, if it's made out of iron and that, yeah.
Other people in the same tent will improve the warmth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that Higgimus is a little bit more than just one normal person.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna.
I really suggest is too large.
Yeah, 2 large
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, Leva agrees.
Somebody would have to share with Leva though.
Yeah, she
It's fine.
agrees.
We'll deal with that.
She go with the second tent.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll get 2 of the large tents.
hmm
Okay. So again, that'll be 200 gold pieces total, and while you're
Okay.
carrying it, that's 80 pounds.
Yep, people. We're going to
For a
have to figure
tent or... Well, that's what I was also thinking. Do we get a cart or something?
or a
Yeah, I
sled.
was thinking we
A
could
sled.
probably hire.
Yeah.
When
Hire
we're-
some animal down there.
Yeah.
Sled and
Is there-
we can have a sled and the dire wolf can pull it.
What are we
Yeah,
actually
fine.
looking for? Because whatever we're looking for, we've got to bring back.
You
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
what I mean.
exactly what you're looking
That's
for.
what I
Holy
mean.
shit.
We can hire like a wagon that can be turned into a sled when we're there, and probably some animals to pull it. Oh, hey, look at that! There's a dog sled on here, but I don't know if it's like a wagon, because I imagine they came up with some specialized thing that can be either a wagon or a sled on the planet.
Isn't there a spell we can use for this stuff?
Yep, next level for Lafdul, we can do tree steed. That he could just put all the carrying stuff on the tree steed.
Well, I was thinking like a Tensor's floating disc. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Leather
turns a
mine.
floating disc.
Leverdale's a
That's,
mount spell.
That's
I
actually
think.
a spell that the wizard spell that allows you to carry, but it has a fairly slow movement rate. I think.
Yeah, but Higgimus is
I
6
could,
anyway, so...
I could make everything less big, shrink by 1/12 to 1/12, but I have to learn the spell.
I've got an ability to reduce the weight as well of items by half.
Right, but keep in mind the time needed to,
Yeah.
the duration of the spells in question and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This might be
So
reserving
I
that
can't take
spell.
my full plate with me. I think somebody was loading me their stud leather armor or something. I guess I'll probably have to wear that if I can't wear my full plate.
You could take your full plate. You just won't be able to wear it all the time. You have to go like, okay, we know for a fact we're getting ready to go into this tomb or something like that, or whatever along that lines.
Yeah, and when that happens, I'll be able to cast spells. That lasts several hours. So you could down your armor then.
Yeah.
Item will go 4 hours per level.
Then I guess we would just probably
shrink.
put the armor on the sled or something that we're doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at my spells wherever it's gone.
I'm trying to
know-
remember who loaned me their stud leather armor because I have them in my inventory, but I didn't mark who loaned it
That
to
was
me.
the question. I thought Yeldan gave that to me, but he says he's got it. So I've took it off my sheet now.
The studded leather armor you probably have is probably not a magical one, so.
No, it's +1.
Let's address that a little bit later then. For now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think it matters. I'm using my regular leather anyway now.
Okay, so you wanna get some heavy pants, gloves or mittens as well.
Yeah.
Snow boots,
No.
maybe a balaclava.
I will say that the any magical boots you have will be fine.
Mm.
Oh, Mine and
Nice,
Braxon's.
nice bonus of those. All right, so and you wanted snowshoes as well.
Snowshoes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably should
No
have something
boots.
like that.
Snowshoes are different from boots. They strap onto the bottom.
Yep.
Snowshoes will run you 4 gold pieces per person, triple again for the Giff.
Oh, I'm gonna need snow boots and snowshoes, right?
Yeah.
Since I have normal boots, but they're not gonna work as well in the snow.
Got a question.
Yes, Braxon?
I believe you'd said, or I've been reading about cantrips. Cantrips can't do damage, but they can do things other than that. Would cantrips be any good for keeping armor warm?
No, it's like
That's-
my
And
first.
that's a specific spell called cantrip.
Well, but
No,
there's
I know
a
that.
cantrip. You cast cantrip and you can do an unlimited number of effects within the multi-hour time period. The problem is that they're only minor effects.
You can use it to clean things.
Yeah, you could use it to clean
Yeah.
things, but
No,
not
that's cool.
for temperature purposes. That's
Maybe we
very much in a full normal level spell.
Yeah, first and second level spells I can do that with.
maybe the spellcasters could look around for some variant on the heat metal spell. That's like a
I've
warm
got
metal
Endure
spell.
Elements and I've got Aura of Comfort, which allows me to tolerate heat temperatures.
So there's Higgimus doesn't know this, but I do. I know that there's Endure Cold and Heat
Yeah, I've
spell.
got them.
I think it's pretty.
I've got them.
So they last a while. I think.
Endure Elements. And I've got Resist Fire and Code, but I don't need to use Resist Fire and Code. I just use Aura of Comfort, which is better. The problem
I think
is
the one
I can only cast 5 of them, and there's 6 of us. But I
Yeah,
might
like-
be able to use like Endure Elements instead on one of the people.
I think the Endure Heat and Cold is like first level. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it is.
So what I was thinking is like maybe get some scrolls of these if possible.
I could, but that's going to cost
Well,
like 200
okay.
gold a scroll.
Let's
per-
finish the regular equipment first before we do all this stuff. All right, what else?
All right, so winter boots will run 8 gold pieces per person, and again triple for the Giff.
Okay.
And you got the snowshoes already?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
In terms
Alright.
of extra clothing, like long underwear, pants, mittens, gloves, things like that, it will just be an additional 20 gold pieces per person, triple again for the Giff.
So winter coat, heavy pants, snowshoes, mittens, snow.
I'm
I mean,
just
that-
listing this
That
all
that
under
last
one.
that last part covers all the extra clothing that you need.
Okay.
Just looking.
Man, it must be sweltering to wear this stuff on Brawl when we're trying it out.
Yeah, well, you're not going to store it away. You just put it on and say, "Oh, this is really warm," and you take it off.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright,
if
is
you're
there
only in
anything
it
else?
for a couple minutes, it's not that bad. Is there anything else that you guys would want for the cold part of the trip?
Can we get like a stove, like a wood stove, the equivalent?
Are you carrying this wood stove?
We're gonna
This
put
is
it
like
on. We're gonna put it on the sled.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking if it's made out of metal, I couldn't put it in a bag of holding, for example.
Nope.
Yeah, we're gonna. How much would a sled be?
A sled, like a dog sled.
Yeah, one that could be like pulled by Beowulf.
That's a good thing he's got that padded armor. That'll help the temperature for him.
Well, I don't want to take a whole bunch of animals with us. So
Well,
maybe
we
like
have one big
it can be
wolf.
pulled by people.
Could be pulled
Yeah.
by people.
Not like a Eskimo dog sled, but like an equipment sled type thing.
Well, it
The
would.
thing is we need something that can go on ground, that can go on, that can be a sled and go on ground. That's why I say we should wait until we actually get to the plant, because they actually might have something that you can
Specialist
like
equipment
switch
now.
out. You can like hold up the wheels or something and have skis underneath it for the cold side of the things, and then you have wheels for the rest of it.
We don't want wheels for a desert.
We don't want wheels for desert.
Well,
if it's
no,
a desert, we can just pull the sled across the sand.
Yeah, it depends on.
Also, keep in mind that you don't really know exactly what the conditions will be like.
Yeah.
On the
So I
cold
think
side,
Genghis-
you don't know if it's going to actually be snowy or if it'll be rocky, and on the
It might be like a
sun
Boral
side,
tundra.
you don't know if it'll be sandy or rocky.
That's a good
Would
point. We should
arid.
probably wait until we get to the place if we can.
Would we be able to go to the Seekers and see if they have any
Would we-
books
Yeah, we
about
would.
Red Owl?
Let's go talk to the Seekers about this place if they know about
Why
it.
don't we
Oh my god.
find someone that's actually been there?
Well, that's why we should go to the Seekers.
Right.
Well, I mean, there was a suggestion to go to the Seekers. Ockar seems to agree with that. Anyone object?
I'm not objecting. No, I think it's a good idea, but
Okay.
I think we're also cutting off our purchasing. Do we go to the person first and do the
Well,
purchasing
why don't you
after, or-
carry? Why don't you
I think
buy
we would.
anything?
I would think we would want to go talk to the Seekers first, and then
Well-
go do the purchases.
Hang on.
Okay,
why don't
so we're gonna need the cold weather like clothing regardless. All right, so
Yeah.
the clothing stuff's fine. All that is fine. We'll get that. Let's get the like the warm weather stuff.
So like robes.
Yeah,
As well.
I guess the thing that they have
And-
in is an Abra, which apparently is a traditional Middle East clothing thing. Might not actually help in the heat in real life, but it's the only thing that I can really see in the Ranger's handbook that's related to clothing to help survive the heat.
Okay, let's go to the Seekers. Do all that.
Okay. You pay a visit to the library and ask them what they know about Radol. You expect to be visiting there. And the librarian there gets kind of a gleam in his eye when you mention this, because you let it know that you're going to be going off the ribbon to the sun side and the dark side, and he immediately says, "Oh, would you mind terribly taking notes of what you see and discover there? We have very little information on either of those portions of the planet."
Yeah, we definitely can. We definitely can. And then I'll ask for like a list of things that they like want to get information about.
Oh, I mean, just anything that you see, the animal life, the plant life, if there is any, what types of rock formations, any exposed minerals that you discover. Of course, details on whether water is safe to drink or things of that nature. I mean, he basically just goes on a big spiel, and your eyes like quickly glaze over at the amount of information that he starts asking for.
I will think Yeldan will be listening because this is the kind of information he can probably provide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try and spiel in. Get him to give you a blank book.
All right, so there you guys go.
Yeldan
Let's
will
do the warm weather stuff now. After we talk to the Seeker.
Yeldan will request a book to write things down in, and he'll say his notes will be in Elvish.
Well, I mean, do you
Braxon
want to
says-
ask any further questions? I mean, just
said they didn't
does
have
he
it.
have? Is there any recommended gear for 5.0 in that?
Bra-
in those areas?
Braxon says, "You said you don't have much information. What information do you have?"
Oh well, given the nature of the planet, the ribbon is basically the only normally habitable area, and the people there are rather xenophobic. There are not too many members of the Seekers amongst their people. what we do know is that it is not uncommon for people who have violated laws on the planet to be required to head into the, either the sun side or the dark side in order to retrieve something from one side or the other. We do not have any records of anyone returning, however. That is not to say that they have not. We just don't have any records of it.
You have a list of their laws.
At that, the kind of a chagrined look comes over his face, and he says, there are many, many, many laws there. We do not have a comprehensive list, unfortunately.
Lafdul says I
What?
could probably use a spell to figure out the local laws and customs. As long as I find a subject to cast a spell on.
You may want to be a little careful about casting spells openly. I believe they do have laws about that as well.
I could... yeah, they are xenophobic, aren't they?
They are, yes.
We might want to hire a planetologist to help us.
You must understand, they see their world as a paradise and are deeply afraid that other people are going to come in and ruin it. And that kind of governs much of their interactions with people outside. Interestingly enough, this includes the humans, the elves, the dwarves, the halflings, and the gnomes on the planet. They all mostly feel the same way.
All right.
I wonder if it's a side effect of living there. Interesting.
Okay. Is on the dark side, is it snowy on that side, or is it just cold?
Is it like a boreal tundra?
Let me see what my notes have to say. Give me a moment. He goes and starts looking through some books, and about 2 hours later he comes back, and he's holding a book. Some observations taken by one of our members who accompanied a merchant vessel there. It was difficult to see. The whole dark side was encased in cloud cover, but it looked like it was more glacial. There was snow on occasions, but much of the snow actually appears to not be fallen from the sky, but blown up by winds. Is what his observations seem to indicate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would there be priestesses of Oral or like extreme temperatures there
on the planet?
Yeah, because they would see that as like a paradise.
To my knowledge, there are no worshippers of Oral on that planet. We don't have a whole lot of information about their religious practices, however.
No, I was just thinking that it might be like a paradise. They love the cold.
So do you think using a sled in the colder area would not be a good idea based on that information?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not an Arctic explorer myself.
Okay. And what about the sun side? Is that like a desert?
Let's see. He flips a few pages. Yes. The observations on the sun side. That, in his words, was a blasted hellscape. It appears that it's mostly rocky.
Can we get a copy of that book within a month?
No, unfortunately. These are internal secret notes. We are not permitted to share them out.
A blasted hellscape that's mostly rocky.
Blasted hellscape is exactly the words that he used.
Okay.
Basically,
do
like
we have
the
any
Australian
reason to go to the hot side, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's that?
The map had spots both on the hot and cold side.
Okay.
Did you say that out loud in front of the seeker?
No.
Okay.
I assumed that was
Things that were already discussed by the characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
just had to
I
check.
assumed that was James asking, not
Yeah, that was
Ock.
me asking out of character because I did not fully understand what we were doing.
Yeah. Okay. So just to refresh, you have a map that shows a location on two sides of the planet. And you don't really have any idea, based on this map, what is there. Accompanying this map was also a flowchart leading to an unknown crystal sphere.
Okay.
So-
Which was the one that led us to Alver's base.
No, that was a different chart.
So Braxon wants to ask: is there any other similar locations that we could use to estimate how cold or hot it might get as we move away from the ribbon?
Not to my knowledge. I will also point out that on the notes of the sun side, at the pole of the planet, the point closest to its sun, there do appear to be shimmering lakes, possibly of metal. So that far would be quite warm.
Enough to melt
Molten
matter.
metal. Yeah, molten metal.
Molten
These
metal
spots,
is never a good thing.
these spots that are marked on my map, you said they weren't that they were closer to the ribbon than they were to the poles, right?
Yeah, they're not particularly far into the planet, as far as you can tell.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see here. What else? I think that's
we
all
could
the
ask-
information. Go ahead.
We could ask about equipment for heat. One thing I'm a bit concerned about is water. If we take water into
Gonna
extreme
evaporate.
cold temperatures, it's going to freeze. And if we take water into the extreme heat, it's either going to boil or evaporate.
Well,
You're gonna
That-
put the stuff in containers, right? You're gonna put water in the containers for the heat part, so they're not just gonna instantly evaporate.
Also,
No,
we
Both
but
have
if
a
it-
and
it
myself.
boils-
Hold on. Both Lafdul and myself can create water every day.
Yeah.
And as far as the cold, we can always melt the water. You have a flaming sword. Lafdul has a flaming dagger. We can heat up the water.
I have a burning personality.
And
But
Ockar has a burning personality.
keep in mind
Lafdul
that
actually approves
hold
of
on,
Ockar's.
hold on. Keep in mind that especially on the sun side, just creating water like once or twice a day is really not going to be enough, because you're going to need to stay hydrated throughout
No,
the time
I've got
period.
3
So just
spells.
keep
per
in
day.
mind. Well, just you will probably want to have water skins as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we're
We
gonna
should have those.
Yeldan
Yeah.
has
Buy more
two.
this time.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeldan
buy
has
more.
2 already for himself, but he probably will up that to like 5.
I
Okay.
have-
Yeah, I'd say like 5 each.
From what I
Yeah, I'll buy 5 water skins. You give me
From what
6 in total.
from what I understand out of character, and I don't know whether Braxton would understand in character, the way that water skins keep water cool is that water evaporates and takes some of the temperature away. So I'm guessing that we would have to take lots of water skins in so that the evaporation kept the liquid water liquid.
Oh,
I
generate
can't
every
think-
day.
Yeah, canteens. If you wet the outside of a canteen, the evaporation keeps it cool. I don't know that that's a function of the old water skins made of bladders.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
I mean,
Well, the
it's
water
certainly
skin
something you
should
could try.
work, right?
I'm sorry.
The water skin should be able to keep the water from evaporating out of it, right?
Right, but if you wet the outside of a canteen, especially a
That's,
canteen that's coated in a cloth or something like that, or fur, then as the water on the exterior of the canteen evaporates, it cools the water inside the canteen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I
It's
don't
like
know
you
that that's a
taking a
function.
shower when it's hot water.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a function of regular water skins. You can buy canteens.
Mm.
Canteens
much
are
are
available
those?
here on Brawl.
How
What I'm
much are
thinking-
they?
What I'm thinking is that either way, going.
How much is a canteen?
Hold on. Braxon was talking.
Oh, sorry.
What I'm thinking is going either way, into the cold or into the heat. We're going to have a limited amount of time, and things like water are going to be lost, and we're going to have to get back to the ribbon before, basically we die of
Not really.
exposure.
We've got 2 people that can generate water from nothing.
Enough.
Yeah, I got 3. I can cast 3 lots of. I can make about 30 cubic foot of water.
Yeah,
and
but
that's not including Asher.
Yeah, okay, but the further we go away from the ribbon, the harder it's going to be. The more extreme it's going to be.
Well, it's not that far away from the ribbon based on
It's
the
not going to be
maps.
that extreme. We're not going to the pole.
Well, you don't know exactly how extreme it's going to be, but Lafdul's point does stand. He can create water every day.
Yeah.
So can Higgimus.
Yeah, and so can Higgimus. But
multiple times.
It is
I can.
It is just a one-time thing, and you will have to then worry about, moving the water during the day.
Yeah.
Well, he could fill all of our canteens, right?
One thing I do want, Old,
Mhm.
is like a bucket or something that I can use to create the water
barrel.
into, and then have like a spigot so we can pour into like a funnel so we can pour into like canteens and water skins.
You
Does that
can
make
get a
sense?
barrel that Bill.
Oh,
Well,
We
okay,
could-
all right. So, a bucket large enough to hold it all would be a very big bucket.
Yeah,
We
30
won't be able to
gal.
carry
30.
it.
Okay.
Well, no, just
All right. In that case,
carry
we'll
it when
just
it's
do the-
empty. But the horse.
Right? No,
when
no.
it-
But it's still. I mean, it's a bucket. It's a rigid, open cylinder, that would be big enough to hold, many
Or how
many
about like a
gallons
canvas?
of water.
How about like a canvas?
I mean, you can always try to come up with makeshift things. I'm not sure exactly
Yeah.
how that would work offhand.
When I create water, can I create it directly into the containers?
You can create it directly into a container, in which case any
Nice.
excess would be lost.
we should get like sun goggles, right?
Yes, sun goggles are on the list. Feet.
That was listed in the extras thing that Old gave us.
No, that's not that.
Oh,
That
that's
does not
not-
include.
We
sun
haven't
goggles.
gone over yet.
Yeah, you
we
haven't
haven't
done. You
gone
haven't
over
done
the
any of
heat stuff
the
yet.
sun stuff yet.
Okay, so all right.
How many cubic feet can you make? 30.
Bear with me.
I'm gonna convert it to liters. Why am I going gallons?
Go with gallons because that's what I have all my stuff in. Create water generates up to 4 gallons of water per experience level of the caster.
I'm 6.
Oh.
level.
Well, so you're what?
6.
Six level, and it's 4 gallons per level. So 6 times 4.
24
is
gallons.
24 gallons.
And I can cast it 3 times a day. That's if
That's
I'm
a lot.
able to.
A
Yeah,
priest
well,
up to
I should-
level 3 can create 12 gallons of water. That's a lot of water.
That's a
if
lot
you
of
don't
water.
do anything else.
How many gallons can a normal barrel carry?
I mean, there isn't. There isn't
Remember,
a
we gotta
normal
carry this
barrel.
stuff.
Yeah, the problem with a barrel or a bucket large enough to hold many gallons of water is that you'd have to carry this empty, and it would be empty, so it wouldn't be heavy, but it would be big and round.
Bulk.
Yeah, it'd be
Well,
bulky.
the thing is we were.
Well, I'm
planning
gonna be
on-
having a bucket on my head, basically.
Hang,
Not
Ah.
that
hang on.
big.
Hang on. If we have a think about
We
things,
got-
we can.
Let Braxon finish.
Right.
If we have a think about things, we can come up with things that have got multi-purposes. For example, if you're going to fill something up with water, it doesn't have to be empty the rest of the time. If we're going to have a sled, we could have a sled with a big bucket on top with 2 tents stuffed into the bucket. And then when we stop, we take out the tents, set up the tents, use the bucket to fill up with water. We could cook in it if it was something that you could heat up. We could do other things with it. And when we get where we're going, if we find treasure, we could put the treasure in it, carry the treasure back with it.
I was thinking we were probably going to get more of a wagon from the sounds of things.
Well, we would need a wagon for the hot part and a sled for the cold part. So maybe we could just regroup at the ship and trade out our vehicle.
This is like planning like a caravan trip, you know.
Yep.
Like,
All right, for
we
the
start
water-
out going one side, and then we go back to the belt, and then trade out whichever vehicle we took for one suitable for the next leg.
We're probably
We don't know
sell
until we
this.
get there.
We'll probably all sell this when we're done with
I
it.
honestly think when we get there, they will have appropriate stuff for the climates.
Probably.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we wait to buy the sled till we get there.
Yeah,
And
I
I know
think we should
Higgimus
buy.
doesn't want to get a pack animal, but I think we're going to need a pack animal to pull the sled.
If they're so
Probably going to be a
xenophobic, then
camel.
if they're so xenophobic, they may not want to sell to us.
Well, no.
They might sell to me. I'm very charismatic.
Okay.
I get the best reaction bonus, so I may as well.
The other
They're
thing
not
is,
hostile. They're just xenophobic. They just have a general distrust.
Yeah, passive aggressive.
And that's
I
why
won't
you
sell
want the
to you.
guy. And that's why you want the person with the best reaction bonus to talk to people when they're like that.
the other thing is if they're xenophobic and they treat the sun side and the dark side as things to send criminals to, and we turn up and say, hey, we want to go where you send all the criminals, they might be highly suspicious of us.
All right,
Yeah,
this
something
is
to
something we can
recruit
deal with when we get there.
We don't have to
And we can
say
talk about
what
it
we're
along the
doing.
way.
Yeah.
So,
So
what-
the stuff that you've kind of concluded that you're pretty sure that you'll handle when you get there, you don't really need to discuss any further because you know
Okay.
it's not necessarily going to get you any
We
further.
just need to do items now.
Yeah, we
so,
just need to get items for hot weather.
So how
so-
much? So we need to get sun goggles and sunburn ointment.
All right, so sun goggles, they will cost 2 gold pieces each. They're basically just wooden with slits in them. That will be, again, triple for Higgimus.
Yeah.
Are they tinted? Do they have tinted glass or something?
No.
They don't have glass.
They don't
These
have
just
glass at
like-
all. They're
Okay.
they're literally wooden cups that go over your eyes with just slits in them
Oh,
These
So
don't
it's
have
not-
light, you see.
to
Okay.
reduce the amount of
Okay.
light coming into your eyes.
And then we need to get the sun ointment.
sunburn ornament. Yep.
There was some talk about clothing before, right?
Yeah, it does
the
Abbas.
Okay.
Abba is the only thing on in the
Yeah.
It's actually supposed to be traditional wear, but it's the only thing that's
Abba's
from,
work
Cole.
really well. Like out of character. They work
Is
really
it
well.
like just basically a robe?
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
a robe.
So we'll pick up some Abbas.
So, but they're also they include head coverings as well. So those will be 2 gold pieces each, triple again for Higgimus.
Okay.
And you do find one of the apothecaries has some sunburn ointment. The containers have 14 applications. For a normal person, Higgimus would require twice that.
Mhm.
And they only have 6 available, and they run 6 gold pieces each.
How long
I'd
do
say
they
get all
last?
6.
It lasts a day.
Okay.
Just clear them out.
Yep.
Yeah. Just buy it all.
All right. I do want to get a canvas rainfly.
Okay.
What's that?
Are you looking in a book for that right now, or is that just something that
No,
you're
that's just like a regular like camping equipment you would use. It's the water resistant cloth thing, not cloth, but material that you would
Canvas.
put over your tent. Yeah, that you put over your tent to keep the rain out.
Okay.
But in Boy Scouts, we also used it to fill. We would use it to catch water and stuff like that.
Isn't that just a tarp?
Yeah, it's basically a tarp.
Basically a tarp,
It's
bro.
basically just a tarp. I was a Boy Scouts too. I know what it does.
But yeah, it's basically the waterproofing over you put over your tent.
Okay, give me a second to check to see if there's anything equivalent in the Aurora's Whole Realms catalog.
Do we have any tender boxes?
We've
Like
got
what?
magical weapons to start fires, but I've got like a flint and steel on my character sheet.
Tinderbox would actually be a good idea to have.
Yeah, we should get a waterproof tinderbox.
Because you never know.
These are personal items, though. I don't think that comes under the party loot.
Well, you know what? Yeldan will buy a freaking waterproof tinderbox then. Because that's an important survival skill.
Yeah, that's just something you'd have in general. It's like having a whetstone.
Much.
Okay, I'm going to say that it will run 4 gold pieces to get a large, basically canvas tarp that's waterproofed.
Okay.
I'd be curious to know what kind of material. I guess it'd be some form of leather back then.
Well, I mean, it's canvas.
How much does it cost to get a waterproof tinderbox?
Tinder boxes would be.
I'm going to make a note of this section in my character sheet.
You can get one for 2 gold pieces.
2 gold pieces?
Yeah.
I'm adding one to mine. Is it actually waterproof? It's specified that
It
it's
is,
waterproof.
yes.
Yeah.
The box itself is waterproof.
Yeah, the box itself is waterproof where you keep all the tinder in.
How much use of tinder does it have? Or is it something you just gather and you put in as you go, I guess?
I mean, you would
get
just
your own
replenish it when you got back to a place.
Could I make like char cloth or something?
I mean, it has a bunch of stuff in it.
No.
Several coarse steel bars, tinder, and scraps of charred cloth. Large piece of flint. Waterproof small oak box. There you go. So yeah, 2 gold pieces for that.
I've wrote one on my sheet.
So you can get 1-gallon water skins, 3-gallon water skins, and half-gallon canteens.
I think we should pick up 3-gallon water skins.
3 gallon.
Mm,
How much do they
That's
weigh?
a lot.
Can't-
If we're going
Canteens are better.
we're going into a place where we're gonna need a lot of water.
yes, but the canteens have the added function of being able to keep the water cold, which means you actually need less water overall. I think the
Why
idea
not both?
behind that.
If we buy both, we can always leave stuff on.
What's...
We could get like what about
Okay,
one...
no, hold on. Ald, one of each for everybody. So.
Okay, so 1-gallon water skins will be 12 silver pieces, 3-gallon water skins will be 3 gold pieces, and a half-gallon canteen will be 8 gold pieces.
So everybody's getting a 3-gallon water skin and a half-gallon canteen.
Everyone's getting one of each.
Yep. One of each.
So
I assume
I'm
these...
I'm assuming like the lowest water skin's the lowest amount is like a normal water skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all going to add these to our character sheets post-session because there's a lot of stuff to add.
Yeah.
Or are we just keeping this on the player document that we've got this? Because these are all like generalist items for the very
I keep-
specific
yep.
adventures.
I'm listing all the stuff in my character sheet right now as we go over it.
Yeah. It's probably for
Alright.
the best, so you can keep track of your weights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Speaking of, there's a lot of unknown weights for these items that I do not know of.
Well, a lot of them are just a few ounces.
Yeah, I mean anything that you would be actively wearing doesn't actually isn't actually taken into account, like clothing wise. It isn't actually taken into account with your weight. It's if it's bundled up in your backpack that it would be.
Yeah.
Hey, Ald.
Mhm.
Is there a like an equivalent of like the old Red Rider wagon things that we could get where it can be converted to sleds when we need to, or reverse back to like a little wagon when we
So like a single-person sled, single-person wagon, the kind that we had as kids.
type of thing. Like we could take off the wheels and put on the skis, and then vice versa when we need.
Um,
It's gonna be a gnomish contraption, I guarantee you.
Maybe.
I will say that if you wanted a convertible one, then you would be talking to gnomes.
Okay.
If you wanted one of each, then that would be a little bit easier.
Well, like a convertible one, because like, where will we put it when we unless we go all the way back out? Yeah. It's
Well, I
just,
mean, you have to cross through the ribbon. Once you're done with one side, you'd have to cross through the ribbon to get to the other.
I guess.
So, I mean,
Let's talk to the gnomes.
you can certainly plan to leave things at your ship. I mean, plans could change when you get there. You may find out that something else, you'll need to do something else. But, I mean, that's kind of like the reasonable thing. Like, I mean, why would you take your desert equipment into the Arctic part and the heavy coats
Well,
into the desert?
I guess the way I was looking is that we would have to do both these things before going back to the ship. Like we would go out, go into one side, then come
You
and then
may
go
have to.
cross over to the other side. Yeah.
You may have to, but at the same time, considering that you'd have to cross through the ribbon to get from one side to the other, it's
We could
not
just leave our
unreasonable.
stuff
It's not
on.
unreasonable to me to think that you would assume that you could make a stop off at your ship to resupply.
Yeah, I guess this wouldn't be like leaving our stuff at the Y or something. We don't have to worry about it getting stolen so much.
How many
Well,
of these
then-
places do we have to visit?
2. One
There's
on
2
each
spots.
side.
Only
And
two.
then we get to go check out this unknown spear too.
Possibly related.
All right. I guess then, Ald, if that seems like it makes sense to you, then the 2 different ones be all right.
Well, if we only have to visit 2 places, we don't have to bring the equipment back.
Well, but you'd have to bring. I mean, you'd need the equipment for the return trek.
Oh yeah. But if it's a struggle to carry that and other stuff, as long as we can get back to the ribbon, we could sell it. If we didn't want to bring it back to our ship.
All right. So yeah, I guess the little wagons for both.
Wait, so you would want a convertible
wagon.
thing?
No, I guess the sled and then the wagon.
Okay.
And I think it has to be a fairly big one to carry all the stuff that we're gonna be needing.
Could
Not super big actually.
Could we find someone that could make a sled that converts into a wagon?
Well, it was
That's
just,
what I was saying
yeah,
before.
he was just
Yeah.
talking about that. It would have to be a
But
gnomish
Ald was
thing.
talking me out of it, so
The only reason he talked him out of it though is because he said it would have to be a gnomish contraption.
Right. I'm just thinking you take the wheels off and put runners on it.
that's what I
Yeah,
was
it's
thinking
like
too.
that.
Right,
It's
but
not that hard.
I mean, well, it kind of is. I mean, they attach on different parts of the structure and things like that. I mean, to me, it seems to me that it would either be more fragile or a complicated interlocking, complicated interlocking mechanisms.
If you wanted how I would create something like this, is I'd have the wheels to be able to come off, and the sled is always there. But because when the wheels are on, they're not touching the ground.
Yeah.
I suppose,
And
but
then
that
we
would
could do-
also reduce the draft or the undercarriage, so it wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to go
so-
over.
Let's just do the
as
2
large
different ones.
rocks.
Let's just do the
Okay,
2.
so for All right, so I'm just going to use the dog sled
Pricing?
pricing and weight.
Okay.
If you're going to carry it, like if you need to carry it, pick it up. The sled itself will weigh 40 pounds.
All right.
So will the cart. And they will run 60 gold pieces each.
Okay.
Actually, the cart will go 30 gold pieces because a small hand-pulled cart would be an actually pretty common thing that you could get on Brawl, I think.
Okay. That's kind of fair. I can see merchants using that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have something. Sorry.
Okay, you may also want to consider additional food. Keep in mind that, yes, Lafdul can create food with his spell, but you don't know how effective that's going to be in extreme environments.
Okay.
You'd have
So
to
like
eat it
ration
down.
type food.
Well, especially in the cold, you'd need things with high energy content, so, meaty and fatty foods for everyone other than Higgimus. Higgimus would probably want things heavy in nuts for a lot of protein.
Okay. So what would you call that? Winter rations and
Yeah.
summer rations?
And I would say, let me actually take a quick look.
Double
at
the
something.
price. Regular.
I mean, because you need to eat more in cold environments.
Well, the idea is
Why
the
does the
rations
word
are bigger.
illustration have ration in it? That's wrong. It's just totally wrong. Okay. So you would be looking at probably 20 gold pieces for a week's worth of like very dense, the nourishing rations. So 20 gold
Okay.
pieces per week.
Taking a look at that map, is there any way I can judge about how far out those things are?
No, you need to talk to someone who is familiar with the
There.
with the planet, and
Okay.
the Seekers aren't familiar enough.
We should have that food on the planet, generally speaking.
And they may, if you
buy
want
like
to,
a
if you want
week's
to wait,
worth.
if you want to wait for that, you could do so.
Okay.
Can we hire a planetologist?
You could talk to some people on Brawl, see if there's anyone. I mean, but what are you looking for?
Someone that will be able to look down from our ship and look at Higgimus's map and work out the numbers for us.
Okay.
Just get a diviner to do it.
Or we could just not. We could just ask, get somebody a local or preferably not necessarily local, but like a visiting merchant, because that seems
Also-
to be a fairly common.
Also remember that as soon as we enter anywhere close to the orbit there, they're going to escort us down immediately.
Yep.
They're not
And
going
I
to let us
don't.
hang out.
That's the reason. That's another reason why I thought we might have to, because they're going to escort us down, and I don't think we'll be allowed to land our ship anywhere else but the port.
Should we leave our big ship and go there with our little ship then?
We have
And
to.
I don't
right?
mean all the
Well,
way.
we have to land the ship.
We
I
have
know.
to land a small ship.
So yeah. So should we undock from the entire Battle Dolphin and go to Red Owl with just a shuttle?
I mean, they could always dry dock your ship, or they could always leave part of it up in orbit under guard and take you down. You don't know what they would do until you get there. Since your
Yeah,
ship is
well,
not
we-
a merchant ship, and anyone that you talk to would be using a merchant ship, you're probably not going to get an answer one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, this is an unknown quantity, but if we don't actually approach Red Owl with the entire ship, we can take that unknown out of the equation.
True.
That's fair, but it's still in a different crystal sphere.
Yeah.
So we'd still need to take the paladin off that sphere.
Yeah, I'm saying we can go to the sphere with our entire ship,
Oh, okay.
and we can stop a couple of hexes away from their planet. And the thing is, will we be able to find our ship afterwards?
I mean, it's up to you. What you guys might want to do. What is everyone else's thoughts on that?
I
I
say
don't
we
see
figure
why
out-
we wouldn't
Yeah.
trust the authorities.
Yeah.
It's not like we're here doing anything wrong, as far as we know.
All right. I'm gonna put down 2 weeks of those rations for everyone.
Thing is, are they going to last the duration of traveling to there in the first place?
Are these dry rations old?
Yeah, I mean they would last. It's jerky and bread and stuff like that. But you could
They're
also
designed to
also
last.
wait until you get there, and that
It would make sense to wait there.
you
for
can also
food.
talk to them and find out how long they think it would take you to get to the location. So that might also help.
Somebody that we can trust to know.
All right. I'll do it there then. Is there any other equipment that we need to buy here while we're up roll?
Anyone have any ideas?
We've all got rope.
I think on the night side, if there's clouds floating around, we might want to rope ourselves together so we don't get lost.
I was thinking I might need to buy a load of healing supplies.
That'll be handy for blizzard conditions. And we have plenty of rope already.
Is anyone going to need different weapons? So if
Oh,
it's cold,
sandstorms too.
we might have trouble. Would we have trouble using swords if it gets really cold?
I don't know if that's actually in the rules or not.
Well, the
How
handle
does
of
that
the
work
sword-
with spells?
Well, isn't the handle of the sword
Magic.
wrapped in leather?
It is,
Yeah.
but the
unsheath
sword
it.
could still get cold enough to for the cold temperature to leak through the
Yep.
the hilt.
That's why we have gloves, though. So.
Right. So
You'd
with
have to
weapons,
pull it out every so often.
with weapons, you could use gloves and mittens and or
Mittens.
mittens. For spell casting, you will have to take off whatever gloves or mittens that you're wearing for the temperature. Like
You had to have your
gloves-
fingers exposed.
yeah, gloves that would
Okay.
not impede spell casting would not protect you from.
I got like black silk cloth
Okay.
gloves, so
Here's the question: Do gloves that have like that cover thing exist that you can take off and expose the tips of your fingers?
Yeah,
No,
you
the
need
middle
more than the
things.
tips of your fingers to cast a spell.
Right. So with spell casting,
gestures.
literally any glove that would not impede spell casting is too thin on no matter where it is to
Okay.
adequately protect you against.
Basically, you need a kind of gloves that
architectures.
allow you to use a smartphone.
So basically, I mean,
So-
you'll just have to take the gloves off. Now you might
So
want to think
you
about a
probably
way.
get gloves that dangle. So you take them off and you just take them off and they dangle at your
You
wrist.
just take them off for Eternal, take them back
Well,
on.
no, but see, I mean, if you're going to cast a spell, you can't just like take them off and stuff them in your belt.
How
Yeah.
long does exposure take then?
But
How many
Yeldan's
rounds?
idea was good. Do you want your gloves modified to have to attach to the coat?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, and strings. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right. So that
Yeah,
that'll be an
that's-
extra 2 gold pieces per coat. So
That'd be
Next.
4. We got 2 casters.
well, but everyone might want that. Just to be
Yeah,
on the
that's a
safe
good
side.
call.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good call because then you get better grip on your sword.
I'll
right.
want it just so I can use lay on hands.
Lay on mitten.
What
Oh, man.
What do people think about taking wooden clubs just in case that's
Well,
easier to use with the temperature?
I'm no good with gloves.
Clubs.
yeah.
Clubs.
A wooden
And-
club.
I
I
think
can't-
anyone's
things
proficient
with-
with
I'm
gloves.
not proficient in clubs.
I mean,
No,
but
well,
yeah, but
neither
the
is
point is
Braxon.
that you might. His idea is that if you're suffering penalties because of the cold of the weapon, a wooden club, the penalty from being non-proficient might be less, is what he's thinking.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
do we even need to pay for those? Isn't that just a piece of wood?
You can just get a piece of wood, but you can also... A lot of clubs would be made. I mean, remember that a nightstick, a police nightstick, that's a club.
Yeah.
It'd be weighted so it's easy to swing, and it's effective in what it does, rather than an unbalanced, ungrippy piece of wood.
Well, do you want one, Braxon?
Yeah, I think so.
You got a staff of power. You just use that.
Yeah, he's got the.
You
He's
just
got
use
that
the rod.
club. He's already got a
Right,
club.
but
He's
his,
just a rod.
his rod is all metal.
Right.
He's
Oh.
concerned about the temperature causing penalties.
But doesn't it turn
Yeah.
into a fire sword?
Yeah, he's got a flaming sword.
Yeah, which might be useful on the cold side, but what about on the hot side?
See, what you want is a dagger like Lafdul's got. It's got the hot and the cold.
You press a button and it turns from hot to cold.
I say a word on mine.
Oh yeah, you don't have buttons.
All right, so let me see for a good wooden club. All my PDFs got reorganized. Does that every once in a while on my computer for some reason. So it's a pain.
It does
in the
it
butt.
to put you on your game.
It's probably a Windows update.
No, it wasn't Windows Update. Because my
Okay.
Club
computer
doesn't
hasn't
have
rebooted.
a cost in the player's guide.
Doesn't it?
Nope, it costs nothing.
Okay, then that would just be a standard unmade club. I will charge you 2 gold pieces to get a nicely crafted club.
Leva has this dream of learning item to shrink down a burning fire and have a pocket fire to warm her hands.
I don't think you could shrink down a fire. I don't think a
It,
fire...
it clearly says it does.
Really?
You can shrink a burning fire.
Okay, then I take that back. You probably wouldn't be able to keep it in your pocket without setting yourself on fire, though.
I'm going to pick. I'm going to get a basic club. I don't need it finely crafted.
Okay. Well, keep in mind there really isn't a whole lot of wood on Brawl for you to just go pick up a branch.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe on the green belt, on the planet we're going to.
Is there anything else we need, guys?
But it's just a
Folks.
it's just a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Folks.
And
So,
what is the
anyone have
commodity of Brawl?
any other ideas on things that you
What
might
about
need?
like a general toolkit that has various, like a sword and stuff, just general?
Well, I think Yeldan has something like that, right?
Yeah, I've got various tools as well, but I was just thinking, I don't know.
There's a survival kit on here. Let me see what that Julian.
Well, no, but I thought
Shouldn't we
you
get,
had
like,
I thought you had a kit of some sort.
Yeah,
Yeldan
that's what I
already.
have is survival.
Oh, you
kit.
have the survival kit. Okay.
I don't know what that entails though.
It's a question for Higgimus, actually. It's a personal thing for Higgimus, because he likes to take trophies. Don't you want to buy a load of salt?
Hmm?
Don't you
Yeah,
want to buy a
carrot of
load of
salt.
salt?
Oh
Stuff
yeah, I
like-
definitely. I think I did. Did I write
Let's
down-
see. A survival kit has a scrap of parchment and a piece of graphite for writing messages, a fish hook, 25-foot length of fishing line on a spool, 1 gold piece, a small razor, a wooden whistle, a cloth
only
pad, and a
Four.
few pieces of sugar candy and dried fruit.
So basically, I'm the only one with like tools.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Hacksaw,
tools?
wire
Other people
cutters.
have some tools, but I don't think anyone else has like a tool kit.
Yeah, that's why I was specifying an actual tool kit.
I don't have a toolkit.
I don't have a tool kit, but I have a lot of different tools.
Mm.
Yeah.
Probably stuff you don't have too. So
I picked up like a machete for like the jungle environment that Higgimus used.
I think we need like a cooking pot or cooking utensil.
Some people have some of
Okay, I have a cooking kit.
All right.
if
Do we
you
need
want.
more oil or like acid or something?
Well,
how are you
but-
carrying all this stuff?
Just that pouch of accessibility.
Yeah, I've got a pouch.
There's
It's
there's
Watches
something
it
else. There's
disappear.
something else that you guys might be forgetting though.
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, you guys are forgetting it.
Oh,
is there anything we can get
Related to something that you just talked about though, and it's pretty important.
this is oil.
Might be related to oil indirectly. Similar in
Light.
some way.
Plastic.
Potion? Is it a potion?
No, it's.
Is it
we
a
need-
consumable?
Lanterns? Is that what you're talking about?
Lantern oil? But we got continual light stones. Why would we need that?
I was waiting for someone to say, is it animal, mineral, or vegetable?
Is it animal, mineral, or vegetable?
It's vegetable. I'll give you that
It's
hint.
vegetable?
Food.
It's vegetable.
Wood?
Ah.
What do we have? Oh, we need
Burning
firewood.
material.
Yeah.
Material.
We need firewood.
Here's the thing. We might not need to buy that.
We need firewood. We don't know if there's
In
any
the
trees.
glacier, you would.
firewood
Yeldan,
in
what
the
did you have
glacier.
in mind?
What we probably need is an axe, and to chop a firewood axe, to chop the wood when we're there, because there's gonna be trees on the green area.
Yeah, but they may not let us have any.
Yeah.
Yeldan
We
would
should-
chop down. Yeldan
we
would
should
chop
have-
down a live tree anyways. He would pick up.
We should have a stockpile of firewood to take with us just in case.
And Yeldan would suggest buying it there at least, because wood is far more expensive on Brawl than it would be there.
Yeah, it'd be cheaper there.
True.
They'd rather sell us the wood than us go about harvesting their natural resources anyway. So
That is a fair point. You could wait.
that'll be we get it there.
I mean, it's up to you guys. But I did want to make sure that you at least thought of it.
At a push, we do have wood on the ship for ship repairs we could take down with us.
No, because our ship would be in.
But if we're going to make fires, we could think about having bundles of stuff so that we can pack it up and carry it and stuff. And it's one of these things that we take out there, we consume it while we're out in the cold, and we replace it with a treasure when we come back.
We
Yeah.
break all the wood.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that you guys thought of it so that it was at least in your mind whether you bought it here or
Well,
bought it there.
One other thing I'm thinking that Braxon will be interested in, but we didn't seem to get any useful information on this front from the Seekers, is there anything we can get to blast cold creatures with heat and hot creatures with cold, so that if we get
Spells.
attacked in the various places, we can hit the monsters with something that they're not going to be immune to?
Well, I mean, if you mean, I mean, obviously there's magic, but if you mean non-magic, there's not a whole lot that
Yeah.
you can do to hit things with cold. But you
Right.
could always get flaming oil.
Yeah.
Molotov.
I mean, you could buy some oil flasks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to get more bombs.
Bombs are not fire.
Bombs help it. Bombs will take care of anything. Took care of a dragon.
Yeah.
And
So,
take
I'm
a
just
boom.
thinking.
so do you want oil flasks, Braxon?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, they're 2 silver pieces each.
2 silver pieces each.
I was actually trying to find the price because I haven't replaced my oil that I use for my
Oh yeah,
my
oil
grease
for.
Well, this
hinges.
is burning oil, not like
How much?
machine
greasing?
oil.
Is there any other equipment or anything that we need to get, people?
How many of these do we take?
Well, I mean, since you're thinking of the oil flasks, I mean, anyone else who wants it, they're 2 silver pieces each. At that point, I would say that's an individual purchase, not a company purchase.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil.
I'll look up the
How much do they
hinged
weigh?
oil that you want in between in the break, Lafdul.
Do we want?
Burning oil.
Will timekeeping be an issue?
Do we want to take a clock with us?
Probably.
Yeah, I thought-
Well, I mean, so to a certain extent, I mean, if you just go until you're tired, then you're gonna be fine. I mean, you know, it doesn't
I
matter.
know.
You won't be able to see the sun on the dark side, and you won't be able to see you won't get night on the sun side. So to a certain extent, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, right. Is there like a warm temperature variant to the tents that we could get for the sun side?
It was 2 silver pieces each, yeah?
Our regular tents.
Higgimus's tent will work, but keep in mind that Higgimus's tent is the only tent that you have. The other
We just
tent,
bought 2
Uh,
new tents.
but those are
fair.
double layered fur tents
Then,
with a space in between to keep it insulated. That would be very, very hot in the.
That would kill us in the hot side.
Also, I bought the rainfly. You can just tie that up
Let's
or
see.
prop it up, and that would work fine too.
It's
Let me
something
look. I'm gonna buy myself a small tent for the hot side.
Okay, give me a second. I will see what that will run you.
It's 5 gold pieces in the player's guide.
Yeah, there's a couple different tent types.
There's like a few different extra
It's
ones
like
in
it's winter.
the Ranger's
Winter.
Guide too.
All
I'm gonna
right,
buy another set of thieves' tools. I should always have spares. That's very good for me.
all right, Ockar, that will weigh 10 pounds, and it will cost 7 gold, 5 silver.
Okay, so yeah, I can pay that.
Anything else? I can't think of anything personally, but
Old.
Mhm.
Was my thieves' tools more expensive?
Probably not, because you probably got them before you came to Brawl.
Yeah, no, I'm buying another set of thieves' tools.
Right, so just multiply the price by 0.5.
Oh,
1.5.
45 then.
So it's, yeah.
I've never encountered my thieves' tools breaking, so...
you never. It's always good to have spares.
Yeah, no, so I was thinking. It's probably going to happen at some point.
All right, any other preparations that you think you guys want to make specifically for the trip? Because I know Leva has some spell stuff to do afterwards, and there's still some items that need to be identified. All right,
There's items need to be identified, and then I got stuff I wanted to do too.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have.
Well, I took care of all the stuff I wanted to do, but
All right, but you think you guys are done with the preparations for the trip?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get there, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then I think we'll go ahead and take our break now. When we come back, we will deal with the identification of items and the other stuff that you guys want to do, and then set off for adventure on Radal.
Adventure!
All right, so we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so.